Prime Minister Modi's 10-day tours ahead of the much-anticipated Lok Sabha elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his 10-day multi-state visit campaign by unveiling developmental projects in Telangana. The journey will cover 12 states and union territories across the length and breadth of the country with 29 programs on the schedule. The Prime Minister has kick-started his visit to Telangana, wherein he unveiled developmental projects worth rupees 56,000 crores. He then travelled to Tamil Nadu and inaugurated projects worth rupees 17,000 crores, including 36 industrial projects. Hopping on to Odisha, Prime Minister Modi dedicated projects worth over 19,000 crores. And after that, on the 6th of March, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited West Bengal, wherein he inaugurated India's first underwater metro station. PM Modi then visited Bihar, where he dedicated multiple infrastructure projects related to rail, road, petroleum and natural gas at an estimated cost of rupees 12,000 crores. Not only that, Prime Minister Modi then visited Srinagar after the abrogation of Article 370, and he adorned the Shankaracharya Hills in Srinagar and dedicated projects worth rupees 32,000 crores. Beyond this, Prime Minister Modi came back to the national capital and presented the first ever Digital Creator Awards. He was then seen in Assam, where Prime Minister Modi held a mega roadshow at Kaziranga Sanctuary, thus putting India's biodiversity back in the headlines. And after this, Prime Minister Modi went to Arunachal Pradesh and inaugurated the Sela Tunnel, which has been in the works since February of 2019. PM Modi then visited the Kashi Vishwanath temple in Uttar Pradesh. So much has taken place and a lot more is going to happen in the next few days as well. What really is the Prime Minister's vision with his mega tour? We take this conversation forward with A.K. Mishra, political analyst, Professor Madhav Nalapat and Himanshu Bhatt also with us on the broadcast. Let me begin with Professor Nalapat. Professor Nalapat, it is not uncommon, sir, in political season for leaders of various parties or even for the Prime Minister himself to be on an election tour, visiting state after state. But this sort of a tour of 10 days, back-to-back visits, mega rallies, mega road shows, and most importantly, several projects being launched. What do you make of this, sir?
Devika, the fact of the matter is that the Prime Minister feels energized by going to different parts of the country, north, south, east, west, and the different parts of the country that host the Prime Minister, they themselves feel energized. I think it's a very welcome tour. And may I point out, there have been a lot of commentary, there's been a lot of commentary about how the South is basically aloof from the... I have traveled in all the states of the South. I travel regularly there. I am from the South, and I can tell you that's absolutely not the case. There is a Modi wave even in the South. Now, we have just heard news of very welcome development, which is an alliance between the Telugu Desam Party and the BJP. It's an extremely welcome alliance, and in my view, this alliance is going to extremely well in the Lok Sabha and the assembly polls there. In Telangana, if newspaper reports are correct, there is an adjustment with the BRS. And I think the BRS has got a salutary lesson. Chandrasekhar Rao had made himself aloof from the party cadre, aloof from workers. And when a leader makes himself or herself aloof from workers and cadre, the leader falls. And that's what happened to Chandrasekhar Rao. Now he has picked himself back up. I think that aloofness is over. But one thing about Narendra Modi, he is never aloof from the cadre, never aloof from the voter. In Tamil Nadu, I am very certain that there will be an alliance with a major regional party, a regional party that is different from a regional party that, frankly, some of its leaders have been talking in a way which I can only say is anti-national. Even in my home state of Kerala, I believe that Rajiv Chandrasekhar has got a very good chance of defeating Shashi Tharoor. A very, very good chance indeed. For a simple reason, I think the people of Kerala will understand. It's virtually certain the BJP will come back to power. Do you want a backbench MP to represent you and to represent the interests of your constituency? Or do you want somebody who's in the Council of Ministers to represent you? Shashi Tharoor did a lot of good work for Trivandrum. I'll grant him that when he was a minister. When he ceased to be a minister, when he has been in the opposition benches, he was not able to do anything, frankly, for Trivandrum besides some small things here and there. It makes a big difference. Whether it's Trivandrum, whether it's Thrissur, where, I mean, the BJP has a former Rajya Sabha candidate who's very popular there, a former movie star, and the Christian community. I mean, this propaganda that the BJP is anti-Christian, anti-Muslim, that propaganda is now becoming less and less convincing, because the reality is Prime Minister Modi is a Bharatiya. All Bharatiyas are the same to him, no matter what religion he or she belongs to. Now, Cananore, even Cananore, I believe, the BJP has got a very good chance. So even I think the BJP will open its account. And I think a lot of this is because there is a Modi wave across the country, north, south, east, west. We may like the man, we may not like him, but the fact is he has a connect with the people, and he has a connect with the people everywhere. And he is not dogmatic about things. There are some people who say, nahi, 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 ek hi bhasha chahiye Bharat ko, aur koi nahi bhasha, Angrezi hatao. I have said in today's my column in Sunday Guardian, Angrez ko hatao, zarur, Angrezi mat hatao, because we need Angrezi for computer coding, for the modern, for so many applications. And the Prime Minister believes in a 21st century India, and for the next several decades, we will need this international linked language. The Prime Minister is very pragmatic. And that pragmatism is what has carried him so far and what has carried India so far. Thank you, Devika.
Right. Professor Nalapat, I'll come back to you in just a moment. Himanshu, but let me bring you to the conversation. Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar, J&K, Assam, Arunachal, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Delhi. These are the 12 states and union territories that the Prime Minister has picked for his, one can say, the mega 10-day tour right ahead now of the announcement of the election dates and the election schedule. What do you make of the list that the Prime Minister has possibly chosen and the states he's chosen to visit and highlight?
Yes. He chosen these places predominantly because, Congress Mukta Bharat was the slogan of BJP. But then Congress gave a slogan, BJP Mukta Dakshin Bharat, South India. And that is where, the emphasis on Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka comes in. And we will see after the election. I'm not going to speculate on anything. But what I see is outreach to the people there and the amount of response that he gets there. There's a very direct connect. Even in a place like Chennai, where I educated myself and I knew for a fact that anybody who speaks Hindi was not welcome. There was a time there when I was getting educated. Now from that, a translator translating into local language when he talks in Hindi and people clapping that. That itself suggests that, basically what is happening is the polity of India is changing. India is today 3.75 trillion economy. Narendra Bhai has already said by 2030 will be the third largest. So that means, I take it for granted, by 2027 and 2028 will be double the economy what we are today. And for that, the basic infrastructural structure that has to be set up in the country. Along with that, you have to take care of, logistics. These are the basic groundworks which has been taking place. And Narendra Bhai is one which leaves nothing for granted. See, the difference between the other top leaders and Narendra Bhai is basically only one thing, and that is he is very persistent in what he does. You must understand a man who himself accepts that he was scolded by his elders for not sleeping well or not sleeping much in the day. In 24 hours, he used to have a sound sleep of 4 hours to 5 hours, and then his day used to start. That's from the very, very young age. So when we marvel at the age of 71, 72, how is he able to go to so many states in a 10-day tour, which physically is very, very taxing, but still he does that. And why does he do that? Because he is committed to the cause of a developed India by 2047. We must understand that. See, there are couple of things, couple of signs for the opponent, and couple of signs for the foreign powers in his trip. One, in Bengal, when he said, underwater metro, when he inaugurated that, that was a stern message to the European countries. I look at it that way. That, my friends, we have arrived. And when this tunnel yesterday was inaugurated, it was right on the doorstep of our border with China. And so the message was given that this is not the India of 62. You try anything and we'll give you a proper reply. And so what I foresee by his visit, and it's tactical on one side, it's all right. Elections are approaching, so naturally any leader would want to outreach his own audience, and he wants to connect with the audience. And he has that gift of God, whatever you can say, of connecting with the people wherever he goes. Because he relates to the local people. From local, in Arunachal or in Assam he goes, he talks of one Durga. See, does anybody have that gumption or imagination that when you go to Kaziranga Park, when you go to that side of the country, and you talk to the people there and call them one Durgas? Or you go to Sandesh Khali and you call these women Durgas. That's the way of connecting people and which he's mastered it. Yes, Devika.
Absolutely. Let me bring in A.K. Mishra into the conversation as well. A.K. Mishra, I'd like to understand your perspective as well on the places that the Prime Minister has chosen to visit, and whether you feel that this could possibly have a huge impact on the way some of these states now go to vote.
In the journey of this political career of, you can say, the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, whatever the places he has chosen, that is very much strategic, and that was far beyond untouched due to any reason. And the benefit of government, you can say, the social, economical, political benefit, it was even not available there. That's why Prime Minister is choosing very certain type of the, you can say, the place where he have to put up so many work. He have to tell to the people that we are going to do this thing, that thing in coming year for you. The second most important thing, if we see that before 2014, there was a tradition that politics, it was merely a moving chair, revolving chair type of the game we were playing in our childhood, that whenever a seat is available, any leader is coming and for time being, he is just going to take the chair of PM or CM. But the long-term development of country, and development means 360-degree sustainable development, means physical development, infrastructure, emotional content, development in terms of emotional connectivity of the people. 150 crore people should think that they are part and parcel of India and how they are going to connect. So this is the strategic message, strategic meaning of Prime Minister Mr. Modi. This is one thing. The second very important thing, whatever I am going to observe, if you go in the history, you see the history of America, England or any other country who is developed. The very first step was there, you can say, the development of infrastructure, rail, road, buildings, and all these things. Civic, you can say, the facilities, assuring the families at least for their basic health as well as education, all these things. All these work should be done by the past government, but unfortunately none of the government, they were coming, politics was totally different before it. This time, if PM Modi is visiting to different part of the country with the delivery, whatever the delivery he want to do, he is going to say that I committed 5 years back that this will be happen here, this will be here, this tunnel will be here. So this is very good symptom. Politics, it may be a purpose, a platform to PM Modi to serve country, to serve people, to make our country more and more strong. Politics is not merely a fun or time pass. Likewise, in past politicians were doing that, anyhow come into the power. There is no meaning. I am just asking to TMC, why Mamta Banerjee is not going to inaugurate any kind of bridge or any kind of road and all these things since last 10 years she is in government. Only some kind of freebies they are going to provide. Why Mamta Banerjee is not thinking for the development of Bengal? PM Modi is going and delivering there the underwater tunnel, or you can say in Jammu Kashmir or in any other part in South India. All these are need and necessity of infrastructure of the country since many decades. It was well ignored by past government. Whatever Modi government is doing their work, as well as whatever the pending work it was left, it was unfinished by the past 70-year governments. He is taking the double burden on his soldier. We should not criticize. We should not say that this is merely the vote bank politics. Why before election Modi is visiting to all these places or inaugurating so many projects? This question should not be come into the mind of voter as well as the politician. Anyhow, there should be the development either due to election, due to the politics. Politics may be also the purpose of fulfilling the dream of 150 crore people. What Narendra Modi is going to do, whether it is before election or after election. Even after election, there will be inauguration, there will be foundation of so many new projects. So at that time, nobody will say why you are doing this. So we should welcome, if Narendra Modi is visiting to Lakshadweep or any other part, certain kind of strategic message is there, strategic development is required there. That's why he is going to visit, not likewise other. In Congress party, they were also just to learn how China is going to make agriculture or any other country. 80 people, you can say the MP and leaders, they were visiting on the tour of 2-month visit of foreign country just to understand about agriculture, and even they could not tell what they learned. So whatever Prime Minister Modi is visiting, it is fulfilling the dream of country. So we should not make a criticism. Of course, political agenda may be there, election is there. He is also a politician and he must take the benefit of all these things, whatever the hard work he has put in last 5 years. Of course, the party will take, the Narendra Modi government will take. So they are welcome. Only due to all these reasons, politics, the country is going to develop. We should welcome. Due to any reason, due to any purpose, developmental work is going to happen. We should always welcome. Thank you.
Right, absolutely. At the same time, Professor Nalapad, what do you think is the message also then that is being sent out by the Prime Minister when he is beginning the tours early in the morning, ending late in the night, and like I said, back to back for 10 days? Is he then really giving out not just a message to the people of India, but also to the other political leaders that if you want to compete with me, then you have to at least have the pace to keep up with the sort of schedule that the PM has?
Well, Devika, I mean, Himanshu knows the Prime Minister well, and he has correctly said, this is a man who is tireless. With 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours. Personally, in my case, I need my 6 hours, if not 7 hours of sleep every day. There's no question about it. But here is a tireless person. Look, the point is, the Prime Minister comes from a humble background. Unlike some people who are ashamed of the background, now we have got, for example, a particular family in Bihar that is extremely wealthy as a consequence of politics. They came from a very humble background. But today, they don't talk about that background. And of course, they're not humble anymore. They have got an extremely affluent background. I don't know how that happened, but it's happened. The Prime Minister comes from a humble background. He understands the people of India. He understands the people of India who have come from, who are from similar backgrounds. And he wants to improve their lives. His entire message is about improving the lives of the underprivileged. Improving the lives of individuals who come from backgrounds the same as he came from. And he says, I have faith. I have faith that I can do it. I have faith that you can do it. You, the 1.4 billion people of India, whether you're Hindu, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, whether you're Buddhist or Sikh or Jain, it doesn't matter. I have faith that you can do it. And that faith of the Prime Minister energizes people, and it acts as a kind of a, you have a spark. you need for ignition, you need a spark. That spark is provided by Narendra Modi. And then young people go out, they do their startups, other people go around. And the most important thing is, I can tell you, this oppressive hand of Sarkar, Sarkar, Sarkar. You know, the Sarkar has to take every decision for you. You cannot do anything yourself. You cannot even, go from one road to the other without Sarkar giving you permission. That is being dismantled. You are going to see a complete dismantling of that heavy-handed colonial administration. It has been taking place for the last 5 or 6 years. It will, next 5 years, it will be supercharged. So the people are going to be empowered and free. And unfortunately, Devika, for so many decades of so-called freedom, we allowed this colonial construct in which Sarkar sab jante hai, Sarkar sab karenge, Sarkar sab control karenge. Narendra Modi does not believe in that. He believes in a light government. He believes in minimum government, maximum governance. And that is the important point. So I again want to say very, very clearly that we have so many people in India, we have seen the family. The family comes first. And the family, of course, suddenly they become very rich in one generation, from very humble backgrounds to multi-billionaire backgrounds, not millionaire, billionaire. Narendra Modi is different. And the difference is he is got to connect with the people. And he wants to make the people have the same courage that he had as a young man when he stepped forward into a world where he had no advantages, no godfathers, no money, no support system, and he succeeded. He says, every Indian, if I can succeed, I, Narendra Modi, can succeed. 1.4 billion of us, not you, us.
Yes.
For him, it's always us, can succeed. That is his message. It's a message of hope, and it's a transmission belt of empowerment.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.